Thanks. We now want to hear from the Brown family. Michael Brown's parents, Leslie McSpadden and Michael Brown Sr. are with us, along with their attorney, Benjamin Crump. Welcome this morning. We thank you for coming, and our condolences again.
Thank you.
The loss. All this taken place. What do you hope happens now? What do you want to see happen now?
Just change. So we asking for, you know, we actually don't accept that our son is gone, but we're dealing with it. But it's other families that went through the same situation, and we all just want change all over.
You know, the officer has spoken now for the first time, and he is giving his version, and I'd like to know your reaction. He says your son threw the first punch, your son did not have his arms up, that your son was approaching him, that he was in fear of his life. Leslie, what do you say to what Officer Wilson is saying today?
I don't believe a word of it. I knew my son far too well he would never do anything like that. He would never provoke anyone to do anything to him, and he wouldn't do anything to anybody. I don't believe a word of it.
Let's talk about the violence in the streets and the protests that are taking part. There are nationwide protests, Leslie and Michael. And in the beginning, you all called for peace. You all called for calm. What are you thinking when you see the violence and how the protesters, in some cases, people say, are just gotten totally out of hand?
I think that, you know, Nixon put it out there and infuriated those people. And from day one, which was August 9th, they had their voices.
Tell people who Nixon is.
Nixon is our governor.
Is the governor of Missouri, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And August 9th, voices were heard about if there weren't an indictment, how they would react, how they would lash out, what they would do. And we continue to ask for calm, and we continue to get out there and protest with them in a peaceful manner. Anything that happened when we weren't there, we can't be held accountable for. We can't be held accountable for anyone's other actions if it's not our actions, and that's not what we asked for.
What happened in your judgment? I mean, you said he was killed in cold blood. Was there an altercation? Is the officer lying when he said, you know, Mike was at the car and he tried to punch him inside? Do you believe that?
You just got to go look at his statements and what the detective said. It seemed like his story gets embellished every time he tells it. If it would have been done the normal way, he writes a report within 48 hours, that would have been good. But that's not what happened. He gives his statement almost 4 hours later. He's watched everything been counseled.
I hear you.
And they don't cross-examine him. When you look at that, he's never cross-examined.
And then he was known for just falsifying all his reports. He's known for that. He's known for that.
My son doesn't have a history of violence. One image does not paint a person's entire life or their entire past on how they were. We all do have a past. And Nixon is one of the ones that came to me and let me know that that shouldn't even be part of this procedure, because when he was 18, he did things, and if people had known, he wouldn't be governor. So that to me was saying that this didn't call for you to take my son's life. If something happened in that store, and that's a big if, that could have been dealt with. But you didn't have to do what you did. He didn't do what he had to do. He did what he wanted to do.
Okay. What he wanted to do?
Yes.
You know, you think he wanted to kill your son?
I don't think he wanted to kill my son, but he wanted to kill someone.
And then in his statement, he said he'll do it again. So
his conscience is clear? How could your conscience be clear after killing somebody, even if it was an accidental death?
And to allow the body to lie there for 4 hours.
Exactly. We couldn't even have my son organs donated. You understand that? They wrong. They know they wrong.
Do you regret being out with the crowd that night?
No.
You don't?
I didn't. No. I was out there like everybody else, and it was peaceful. I had some things I wanted to say to Ferguson. Ferguson has never come to me and even gave a condolence to me. Anything. No one.
Nobody in an official capacity has come to you.
And when I say come to me, like me and you are sitting here.
Not the police chief, not the mayor, not anybody.
No.
It's come to say.
No. Nothing.
Whatever happened in the grand jury, we're here to tell you we mourn the loss of your son.
Nothing. Nothing.
If you spoke to that grand jury, What would
Have
you
anybody
say?
from Ferguson come to you?
No,
No.
we just been disrespected all the way around.
If you had been in that grand jury room, what would you have said?
Why?
Why did this happen?
It's my biggest question. Why? Why did you choose to wake up with a chip on your shoulder and do what you did to our son?
What do you
I
all
wouldn't
say?
even just say just to our son, to any human being.
Yes.
Thank you for coming again.
Thank you.